Good morning. How you doing? I am going to get right into the tea. Ain't gonna hesitate. This is reality with DVD. My lord, today I shut la. Okay, I got some things to discuss. Excuse me for using the ashala because I like I said I was once in the church. Okay, and baby Denzel Washington and Jasmine Crockett took us to church. My lord, my lord. Hey. Okay, so I was around there minding my own business as I normally do. And I picked up an article and it was discussing, oh my goodness, the man of the hour, the king of the screen, baby. Denzel Washington saying, I'm just going to get right on to it. He says, and I quote, he said he had a pattern of drinking and he revealed that on his milestone birthday that he decided to let it all out. The Oscar winner who turned 70 in December candidly reflected on his decades-long relationship with alcohol. My lord. You think this man didn't dabble in the alcohol and the varieties of the good drugs? Why not? He was around there, but you know what? He had sense enough to let it go. Hey, my lord. I stopped at 60. Well, you had been drinking and shooting the dope as you since you was 25. 25 to 60 is a long time. He continued. Things are coming out in the open and everything is coming to light. It was my wife that kept this family together. The Gladiator 2 star explained that when it came to drinking, he paused for a little while during filming and when it was wrapped up, he shoot on back down there and get him some more wine. See, wine is tricky. Wine is a tricky substance. Have you all mellow and shit. Now this me talking. And it creep up on you. Ain't that right, Denzel? So after many months of shooting, doing the bong, back in the day, bong, okay? Then boom, 3 months of wine, then time to go back to work. He continued, but drinking was a 15-year pattern. Not to be told the truth, it started in 1999. I think I would have drunk some too if somebody kept passing me over for an Oscar that I deserve. Hello, somebody. Specifically, he shared how his penchant for the fine wine was difficult to realize. I bet it was. Now, this ain't nothing wrong with drinking a little red wine because it's good for your heart now. Then all of a sudden, I'd be drinking 1 bottle, drink 2 bottles. All of a sudden, I done drink 3 bottles of wine. What you say now? Hey, Merlot, Moscato. I'm a victim myself. Rosé, Alizé. Have mercy. I'm a victim myself. That's why I had to put the wines down. And David Morgan, baby, you might say something about David Morgan, cheap wine, but that cheap great wine was good to me. Okay? But I put it down. Because there's a propensity in my family to be alcoholics. Every last one of my uncles partook in the grapevine of sources and wines. Okay? And the Muscatel. And the Mad Dog 2020. The Night Train. The vodka. Grey Goose. It keeps you loose. And I said, my Lord, not today. Deliver to me from the wines and the alcohols. I'm going to drink. I said to myself, I'm not going to drink till I'm in my 80s. It ain't going to work. And it was Pauletta that said, hey, don't make this no habit, and don't let the people know. Because, baby, when I tell you I did not know that Denzel partook in the shooting of the bomb and the dope. You know he old school pimping with it, right? And just how real was it in those movies that he was playing? I mean, you thought that Denzel put you in the movie, don't it, when he acting? So we never really knew that in all actuality, he was putting us there because he was doing it himself. That's why he was so good at shooting in Malcolm X, which he should have won an Oscar for, so I understand. You know, his propensity to get off the stage and partake in the substances. But shout out to Denzel for, no, seriously, because I'm making fun of it because, you know, he kicked the habit in. And me being a psychology major, it's a very serious thing. And me being a daughter of an alcoholic and a niece of many alcoholics, it's no, and a classmate, and my Lord, classmates of so many people who partake in the substances. It is no easy feat to come out and say that this is something that I had to battle with. And many, that's my biscuit cooking. Yeah, I'm going to always eat my breakfast, y'all. In many instances, we don't come out of it, right? We've seen so many of our greats that perished under the guise of being clean and were not. Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, Rick James, Coco is a hell of a drug, right? Prince, Michael Jackson, Jimi Hendrix, and the list. Billie Holiday, my Lord, today. Billie Holiday, who Denzel spoke so beautifully of in the movie X, right? Our queen of jazz and blues, Billie. So in the chains and the confines of that disease called dope. So I don't make light of it. I'm making light of Denzel coming out talking about it at 70 years old and said I can say what the fuck I want to say. Moving right along. So we're gonna get to the next piece of politics. And you know, I like throwing in a mixture of politics in my stuff because it's very important that we know what's going on. You know, we have gotten to the point where we so laxed with it that we said, as black folks, you know, I'm going to put myself in, we're not going to vote for Kamala Harris. And we simplified not voting for her because she said she was an Indian woman. We reduced this multiracial woman, whatever you want to call her, down to her being a multiracial woman or an Indian woman. Reduced her down to her not being as qualified to lead this country as a man who barely graduated college, a man who himself was a DEI hire, dumb as a box of rocks. His family members have written vividly about his lack of intelligence. Carried us through a health crisis that he casually acted as if all you had to do was drink a bottle of bleach and you would be fine. So when we reduce Kamala down to just being a woman with all her achievements, it is a motherfucking insult. Okay? I heard this man literally say that he was going to abolish the discriminatory hiring practice against white men. I can't make this stuff up. White males. White males are in the top 1% of billionaires in this country. White males have dominated the presidency since its inception. White males own the plantation that said, I'm going to go across the rivers and the lakes and the streams and the oceans that you used to and steal some folks to have us work for free, are now saying that they're being discriminated against. When I tell you I cannot make this shit up, but black males said that he is more qualified to run this country than a qualified black woman. Black male said that you hotepping ass Dr. Umar, Cornel West, all y'all mother suckers who didn't back this woman. Amanda Seals, my girl. Dumb shit. Right? Publicly speaking out against this woman, I call us because, black woman. Because of some policies that you felt like she had made against us in 1980s, 90s. Calling her a DEI hire. When the man came off of a TV show, my Lord, accused of ape, sexual assault, sexual harassment, shaking on whatever happened to that first wife, and 34 convictions, my Lord. And that's the person you thought was more qualified to lead this country. Like I said, black women, black women, black women, black women. We're going to sit back and watch white women not get hired. Because they rolled in off our coattails. And it's the rights movement, right? So since they overwhelmingly, and Latinos, y'all too, decided to vote for Trump, let's just put on our binoculars, black women, and watch from the rafters while this country implodes. And by the way, Latinos, y'all too. Y'all ain't oppressed. Of course, y'all didn't vote like you was oppressed. Now, did you? Now, let me tell you what I put on Facebook. Now, black athletes, black male athletes, I'm speaking directly to y'all. You are the key about these college entrances, right? You're the key. If you can't allow our intellectuals into these PWIs, then you should not be allowed to let our athletes in. But we go and do dumb shit like around there what Deion Sanders did for his children, and they over there getting beat down over in Colorado. All because we think that white is right. They don't want you at their schools if you are intelligent. Because they say the only reason why you got in over a damn mediocre ass legacy white boy is the cause of affirmative action. Not because of your skill and your ability to write pen to paper. No, none of that. No, sir. You got intellectuals, our doctors, our lawyers, our professors, teachers. You only got into PWIs because of affirmative action. You only got into Harvard, Yale, Columbia because of affirmative action. My thing is, let's put on our binoculars, black folks, and watch our already predominantly white schools implode on themselves. Let's watch it from the rafters. Start going over there to those black schools. But by the way, now, don't get it twisted. That's why we're going to have to become more important as alumni. It's because for the simple fact that he says that these are also exclusionary institutions. Now, not thinking about the whole reason why black schools were started in the first place. Oh, hell no. No. We're going to define those schools because they exclude white men. Because what we're going to have to do, of all things, is to protect white men. My Lord. My Lord, today, that's who we need to protect. Let me just tell you what I put on Facebook. I'm going to read my comment after I had seen Jasmine Crockett. And when this video is over, I'm going to have a screen record of Jasmine Crockett speaking on the oppressed white male. This is what I said in my Facebook post. Now white male oppression is about to end because you know I'm the queen of sarcasm and being facetious. Because they don't want to be made to hire qualified black people. They can just hire mediocre ass white folks. Not white folks. I should have said white male. Because they're not interested in hiring you white women. Y'all about to find out. So, like I said, pull out your Betty Crocker apron. Best believe this. Every job that I have ever worked for, I was more than qualified or just as qualified as my white counterparts. But you're oppressed, white male. And you're about to abolish affirmative action. Go Chad. Go Chad. Go Chad. It's your birthday. Go Chad. We about to live in Shangri-La under white male leadership. Now, I'm about to offend somebody. And this might get me unmonetized and my channel taken down. But I felt it in my spirit to go ahead and say what's on my mind. This is exactly the type of oppressed white male that Hitler talked about. The Jews were in Europe fleeing from oppression that they say that happened to them in Egypt. Right? So they found the promised land in Europe. But that's not the problem. When they found the promised land in Europe, as Hitler grew up and he realized how intelligent these people were in his mind, he's like, oh, hello, hold up. These people running the banks. Right? That's where they got the greedy thing from. These people are educating our children. Our children don't know how to be white. We need to go back and educate our folks on how to be white. How to be proud to be white. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take over our banking institutions. Right? So we're going to slowly ease them out of ownership of things that they own on their own. Shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. My Jesus. Right? That's my bank. Okay, I got you. Coach, oh, got you. I'm coming. So, back to Hitler. So, this process that he put in place, it was a power move, right? First of all, let me talk to the good white folks and tell them, first I need to brainwash, right? I need to let them know that the Jews are taking over everything. They're gonna end up owning us one day, and we can't let that happen because we're the superior race. You don't see a pattern here? Out of all the years that black and brown people have fought to be seen as in the minimal list of eyes as a whole human being, is about to be abolished in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then he said, Jews, I'm going to do y'all a favor. Knock, 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 knock at your door. And I'm going to do you a big favor. I'm going to put you in internment camps. I'm going to feed you every now and then. And then you'll be over there with your people. You won't be running nothing, but you'll be over there with your people. Right? And I definitely see a pattern here. If you don't see the pattern in the brainwashing and the occult that is taking place at this time, then something ain't right with you. Now, don't get it twisted. I have always said that, it's two-headed snake, right? Democrat, Republican Party. But the Democrats are not trying to take my rights as a human being. I also said, once I saw that Trump was saying that we are oppressed, I put this down. I said, yay, discriminatory hiring practice in colleges are back in place. If only black athletes would stand with the people that solely go to PWIs for education. Right? While defunding African American institutions, where will the smart black people go? We won't be able to get in trades because, white males are oppressed, so they're going to have to take up all the trade institutions. So where will black people go? Where will women go? White and black. Brown people who voted for Trump, where y'all gonna go? He ready to send y'all out of here. But y'all couldn't vote for a woman. And now I'm about to turn this over to Miss Jasmine Crockett.
And as I traveled the country campaigning this election cycle, one of the things that I talked about was this idea that in finance, we always promote this idea of diversity. If you know anything about a portfolio, the one thing that you want to do is make sure that it's as diverse as possible, because at times certain stocks will perform better than others, and they will exemplify various strengths and weaknesses. And together, a diverse portfolio is usually what any good finance person would promote. They wouldn't promote that you solely invest in vanilla wafers, believing that that is going to be the strongest portfolio, but instead they may want to add some chocolate cake and some Twinkies into the mix to make sure that we have the best portfolio, because there will be different preferences by different people, and again, there will be different strengths. But as I sit here and I think about what we say and what I'm hearing as it relates to diversity when it comes to anything outside of making money, and to be clear, we are losing GDP every time we try to push back on this idea of diversity, because all of us bring something different to the table. But you consistently said over and over the word oppression, and every time that you said it, it was almost as if I was hearing nails on a chalkboard, because it seems like you don't understand the definition of oppression, and I'd ask you to just refer to Google to help you out. Oppression is the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. That is the definition of oppression. And so as I sit here as a Black woman who practiced civil rights, let me tell you, the reason that my colleagues wanted to make sure you understood the same Black history that your side of the aisle wants to delete out of classrooms is because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We're not saying migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed. That's not the definition of oppression. You tell me the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment that you've had, and we can have a conversation.
You could start with Exodus.
The final thing that I will say on this particular issue, two things. There is an article from The Guardian, and it is a little old. It's from 2021, so I apologize. But it said that back then, just 3 years ago, white men represent 30% of the population, but 62% of office holders. These are the issues that we are constantly looking at and recognizing and trying to say, is this just? I can't even tell you how many white men have served in this chamber, but I can tell you that I am only the 55th Black woman to be elected to Congress. And so when you want to talk about history and pretend as if it was so long ago, it wasn't. Because again, I am just number 55. Finally, when we start to talk about what do these numbers do as we're trying to say the diversity, equity, and inclusion is the problem, the reality is that when it comes to financial performance, companies with more diverse workforces are more likely to outperform their competitors. Companies in the top quartile for racial diversity are 35% more likely to outperform their peers on profitability. Companies with diverse executive teams are 25% more likely to generate greater profits. Diverse companies earn 2.5 times higher cash flow per employee. Diversity works. And until you can show me data that says otherwise, I think that we need to go back to being a country that listens to experts and gets out of our feelings and recognizes, again, that racism is real in this country. And until we stop pretending that it's not, we will not solve the problems that we are consistently facing. And that will bring real unity that we seek when we're looking for a more perfect union.